This is Paul Henderson, President of Pro Travel Network. It's time to get started with tonight's Booking Vacations call. I'm excited to be able to go over tonight's call with you. I'm going to cover a lot of information, and I think we're ready to get started. So let's just go ahead and jump right in and talk about booking vacations. One of the things that you're going to discover as you go through more and more of these training calls is much of the information is very, very similar from call to call to call. Because anytime you're booking travel or booking anything or doing any type of sales, and I don't mean to make you believe that sales is something that's very difficult or, it takes a special person to do it, because it does not. But many of the steps that you follow in order to make that booking and be successful at it, they involve many of the same sales processes. Many of those I've been going over, during the calls this week. So what I want to do is, let's first talk about what a vacation is, and then we'll talk about how we can make money booking vacations. First of all, a vacation is the package deal. A vacation is nothing more than when you or the supplier, that's key, you might want to write that down, either you or the supplier packages various components or pieces to make a vacation package. So, you can book somebody's airfare and you can book their hotel completely separate. You can even book their rental car separate. You can book a couple of excursions for them separately, and those are all considered separate bookings. But if you put them all together for the same customer and under the same itinerary, it then becomes a vacation package. Now, most of the time, when you book a customer's package, that means when you book it, everything's already included. The airfare is included, the hotel stay is included, activities are included, things like that. Typically, you're going to get a much better price, a much better deal than you would if you booked everything separately. Now, that's not always the case. Write that down, put a little bitty note. Not always the case, but more often than not, generally speaking, a vacation package is going to be cheaper if you put that package together with a supplier who's already put it all together. Here's why. Because what happens is a supplier, let's just take U.S. Airways Vacations, for example. What they're able to do, because they're a vacation company and they book lots of vacations, they call a particular resort, and there's thousands of them, and they say, hey, we want to put some packages together. Would you be willing to sell us these rooms at this specially discounted rate? And so what they're able to do based on their buying volume is they're able to put all these pieces together, and each piece tends to be discounted, and then they package it together and then offer it to the customer, or offer it to you to give to the customer, or for you to offer to the customer at typically a lower rate than what you could get if you booked all the components separately. So that's really what a vacation package is. However, I want to make sure you understand this, that doesn't mean that it's always cheaper. Sometimes you can find cheaper if you book things separately. Sometimes when they put those packages together, sometimes the prices have changed. Maybe they got a great deal at that time, but maybe the hotel has actually got some better deals today than when they actually made their deal with the supplier. So, again, more often than not, a vacation package deal is going to be your best bet booking vacations, but that doesn't mean you can't do it separate. I want you to write this down, FIT. That stands for Foreign Independent Travel, and really what that means is any type of travel that's not really a package, but it's more independent. That means a person comes to you and says, I want to backpack to Europe, then I want to stay at this hotel, then I want to catch the train from here to here, then I want to fly. That's what you call independent travel. And you can book that too, but many times you've got to book that in pieces, but that's also considered a vacation because the customer can pay you all at one time for that particular package. So vacation packages come in all shapes, all sizes. You can have vacation packages that are 2 nights in Las Vegas with air or without air, up to Disneyland, Disney World, cruises, anything that you can imagine, all-inclusives down in Mexico or Jamaica, sandals, weddings can be booked as vacation packages. Those are called destinations or destination wedding. Honeymoons are usually booked as vacations. So vacations can be booked many, many ways, and vacations typically give you an opportunity to make a good commission. Now, the first thing I want to talk about when we're talking about booking vacations, though, is it's all about the travel. That's very, very important for you to know. People want to travel. All around you, people want to travel. In fact, one of the latest statistics says that between the hours of 9 to 5, vacation and travel, those two words and topics are the most researched on the Internet. Now, you and I both know that between 9 to 5, most people are supposed to be at work working on their computers that belong to their bosses. But guess what they're doing? They're researching travel. People are dreaming about going someplace. That's very, very important for you to know now that you're in the travel business, because everybody wants to travel. You know, there's only two things that keep people from traveling, and that's time and money. And so what you're able to do as a travel agent is help people save money by helping to create tremendous value for them. Now, saving money is really something that is kind of a misnomer. And I want you to write that down. Saving money. What does that mean? Saving money. Saving money. Okay? Saving money can mean a lot of things. That might mean I'm actually saving a few dollars. It could also mean that you've showed me that the value in that trip is so much that I'm willing to pay even more money than I have, but I still feel like I got an incredible deal for the value. Maybe the experience was so powerful when I got home, I'll tell my friends and family, it didn't matter what it would cost, I would do it again. It was so powerful, the memories that were created. So always remember, when you're booking travel, it's not so much about the money. You're in a position to help people believe, and sometimes in other respects help them create more time and more money. And especially when it comes to vacations, everybody wants to save money, but it's really more about the value and the belief that you're saving them money or giving them tremendous value for their money. So really, most people just want to make sure that they're getting the most bang for the buck. Now, how do you do that? Well, first of all, you've got to remember, travel is a massive industry. There are tons of suppliers. There are thousands of different places a customer can stay. There are resorts in Mexico, the U.S., Canada, the Caribbean, Australia, the South Pacific, Europe. I mean, and they're all vying for your customer's business. You are the person that gets to decide where that customer wants to go. Now, many times you might think that, well, when the customer calls, don't they usually already know where they want to go? No, they don't. Even sometimes when a customer tells you, I want to go here and stay here and stay here, many times they don't really know that. They are simply responding to what they think that they might want to do. Remember, nearly 80% of all vacations are taken as the result of a referral from a friend, family member, or coworker. So what that means is, if a friend of mine comes back from Cancun and starts to tell me about Cancun, it's natural for me to want to go to Cancun. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the best place for me to go, but because travel's very referral-based, I'm drawn to that because he's been telling me about the great time he had and what he did over there. But it really might be better for me to take my family to Jamaica. It might be better for me to take my family to or on a cruise ship. It might be better for me to just go to Europe. Okay, you're going to have to figure out all those things, and you're going to have to go through all the various suppliers and the various options and help that customer get the best deal possible. Now, best deal, if you've been following these training calls, has nothing to do with money. It has to do with value. The best bang for their buck to give them exactly what they're looking for. So what you're going to have to do every time that you book anything, including vacations, you're going to have to go through a set of steps. Every person who's ever sold anything has to go through these steps. They're not hard. They're very, very simple. And I'm going to explain them very briefly. Now, these were really covered on the sales and marketing call on Monday. But guess what? Everything that you do in travel, every course that you take, we're going to refer to these, because you can't sell anything, you can't book anything and make any money anyway unless you really understand the power of these steps. Now, We want to learn how to create value. We want to learn how to be the person who actually makes the decisions for our customers, and then they thank us for the decision that we made. We don't want to be what we call order takers. Order takers do nothing but just that. They take orders. Order takers can't make any money because there's generally no money to be made when you're taking orders. So you want to learn how to not be an order taker, but to be a qualified advisor for your customer. And that's what's going to bring them back to you, because they're going to trust your judgment. They're going to really feel like you care, and they're going to tell their friends that my travel agent picked this particular trip out for me. So let's just run through the list very, very quickly. Step number 1 in the sales process is introduction. You're probably saying, well, that's a no-brainer. But you know what? A lot of people forget about the introduction step. Introduction means meet or greet your customer, whether it's over the phone or in person. Before you start trying to sell anybody anything, you've got to make sure that you give them a proper introduction of yourself, and also find out about them. You know, when you shake somebody's hand, you always ask for their name. Hi, my name is Paul. Your name is. And you don't let their hand go till you get that information. So even on an introduction, you're required to create that very important first impression. You've all heard that first impressions mean everything, and you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So the introduction is your opportunity to make a powerful first impression. If you're doing it on the phone, you need to make sure that you're very up, you're very optimistic, and that tone carries through in your voice. You have a certain degree of excitement that you're talking to your customer, but also a certain degree of concern that, you know, it's all about them and you're there to service their needs. Step number 2, create your unique identity. Create your unique identity. This is so important, because what's happening out there are thousands of travel agents out there. They would all love to be the person that gets this customer's business. The good news for you is most of them don't know anything about these steps. They've never been trained. Typically, people get in the travel business because they like travel. They never actually learn anything about actual selling. And so, you know, just by following these steps, you're going to put yourself in the highest percentage of people in the business. Now you just got to make it happen. So step number 2 is very important in that process, because here's where you're going to separate yourself from all those other travel agents who, the second they get the customer on the phone, they're asking them, okay, so exactly where did you want to go and how much did you want to spend? Okay, well, you know what, let me get right back to you and I'll get you a quote. Just like that. I mean, can you imagine, what step is that? I don't even find that step on here. So they skip all the way down to step number 8, and they've done none of the other steps. They've not created unique identity. They've not made themselves different from anybody else. They've not helped to create a relationship with the customer. So step number 2 involves you building rapport. You can write that down, building rapport with your customer, or creating relationship. You want to try to become friends with your customer in a very few minutes. Now, I know that's impossible, but you want to lay the groundwork in step number 2. You want to ask them questions like, okay, so where are you from? You know, it's funny, when I was in sales years and years and years ago, you know, we used to have to actually go through training. They wouldn't let us sell anything until we went through this massive training. And one of the things my manager used to always do to me is, if I would come up to him and I'd say, hey boss, I've got a customer out here who wants this. He would always look at me for a second and go, how many kids does he have? And I would go, okay. And I'd go back out to my customer. What he was letting me know is I hadn't even finished step number 2, and I'm already coming to my boss to try to figure out step number 8, you know, and talk about price. You know, if you want to be good at booking travel and creating relationship with people, you've got to find out about them. And guess what? When you're asking questions about people, they love that. People love to talk about themselves. They love to hear their name called. So you want to ask them, where are you from? Great. Are you married? Really? You guys have any kids? Great. Hey, so do I. Share some information about yourself. Again, that's what you call creating rapport. Rapport means you have things in common. Now you mentioned that you wanted to go to Hawaii. How many times have you been to Hawaii? Oh, we've been there 3 times. Me too. You know, where'd you stay last time? You know, really? Well, we stayed here. So you want to actually start to engage them in friendly conversation that actually moves away from the travel talk for a few minutes And guess what? They're going to actually start to believe that you actually care about them. They're going to start to learn a little bit about you. People love to buy from people they know much more than people they don't know. So creating a unique identity is very important. Step number 3, sell the company. Here's your opportunity to sell Pro Travel Network. Now, I'm not saying that because I'm president of Pro Travel Network. I'm saying it because you need to let them know who your company is. In other words, they're being serviced by a company that has offices in 3 different countries, that has agents, in more countries than that. We book hundreds of millions of dollars worth of travel. We're partnered with all the major suppliers in the world. Anywhere that they want to go, we're going to be able to take care of them. It's a publicly traded company. We've got our trust accounts. We're certified sellers of travel. Now, you don't have to go into all of that, but at least you want to tell them a little bit about the company that you own and you're a part of, so that, so that it actually creates some comfort and creates credibility for you. All these steps make the selling much easier. You're building relationship and you're building value before you've ever quoted a price. And guess what? You'll get more money for it. You'll get customers who just say okay rather than, well, let me call somebody else because your price seems high. Price only seem high because customers are trying to fool you at all times. Customers always make you believe it's based on price until you've proved to them that it isn't. And the way you prove to them that it isn't is you create value in yourself, your product, your services, and your company. Then all of a sudden, you're not just trying to book a trip and make a quick commission. You're actually providing them a service, and they're beginning to appreciate it. All right? The next step is qualify. This is a big step. Not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because, again, we covered that on Monday. But qualify is simply where you begin to ask questions about the actual trip itself. Now, when I say ask about the trip itself, what I mean is you're asking questions that are going to help you choose the right trip in step number 5, which is select. Now, again, remember I talked about earlier, we're not order takers. So just because someone comes to you and says, hey, I want to go on a cruise, doesn't really mean that they really want to go on a cruise. And you may sound, that sounds a little strange, but I'm going to tell you something. Every great salesperson will tell you, you have got to qualify. I myself have known when I was a green salesperson, I can't tell you how many times I took the customer's word for it, that they wanted this, 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 and this. I didn't do any qualification. I just shortcut it because it seemed like it was going to be a quick, easy deal. Then I got down to the price quote, and I gave them the price, and they told me, no, I think we're just going to wait for a while. And what I found out is they really didn't want to go there. What they really wanted was me to actually excite them about something. They wanted me to get some information from them and then show them something that really would get them excited. I didn't do that, and so they didn't buy it. Yet I thought it was a done deal. You've got to be the one that selects the vacation for them. In some cases, it'll be the exact same one that maybe they're interested in, but in many cases, you'll find that it won't be. So here's some qualifying questions. Where was the last time you went on vacation? Or, I'm sorry, when was the last time you went on vacation? Where did you go? What did you like best about your last vacation? Would you ever go there again? Are you looking for something different than that or something, about the same as that? What did you do when you were on your vacation? What kind of excursions did you do? Really, what'd your wife like best about that? So you're starting to ask questions to find out really what they really love, what they really like, what makes them tick. Because as you're asking all these questions, how many children do you have? Are they going to be going on this vacation with you? Really? The last time you took your kids on vacation, where'd you guys go? Did they really like that? Or, and you're going to start getting all these answers, and you're going to start to formulate all those answers, and it's going to help you to select the right vacation for them. You might figure out that what they really need to do is go on a cruise. They've got kids. They want to be able to have adult time, but yet they want the kids to have a great time, and they want to come together sometimes. I mean, a cruise is fantastic for that with all the kids programs. Now, there's some resorts that do the same thing. But it's up to you to take all those questions and really dial in and try to pick the perfect vacation for them. And so what you're going to do in step number 5 is actually select that vacation based on all the information that you got from them. You don't even have to ask them how much money they want to spend. A great salesperson never even has to ask that question. Just in qualifying, you can figure that out. Customer says, you know what, hey, we want to go to Paris, France for 2 weeks. Okay, well, the question is, I wonder if they can afford it. Instead of asking them, how much money did you want to spend, just simply say, well, have you been to Europe before? Yeah, we go there all the time. Okay, well, you already know they can afford it. You don't even have to worry about it. Start making that booking happen. Get confident about it. Well, no, we've never really been to Europe. Okay, well, have you ever been on any type of vacation and spent, a couple weeks? Oh, yeah, we go to Tahiti all the time. Or no, the longest vacation we've ever taken was we took the kids to Disneyland. Well, now you might have a problem. You might have to dig a little deeper on what's actually making them take this trip to Paris. Well, is there a special occasion? Well, you know what? It's something that we've always wanted to do. We're retiring next year, and this is something that we've been saving for all our lives. Oh, okay, well, great. So anyway, the qualify process is where you find out any information that you need in order to help you select the right booking for them, both in terms of destination, length, and also dollar amount. Okay? Step number 5 is select. Step number 6 is where you present. Now you're going to come back to the customer and you're going to actually give them a presentation on what you actually found for them. Anytime that you call the customer back and say, guess what I found, it's called a presentation. Okay, you may not have known that, but that's what you're doing. You're going to present what you selected based on what they answered when you qualified. See, those 3 steps go together, 4, 5, and 6. In fact, 6 is the opposite of 4. It's the letting them know, here's what you told me, here's what you got. And when you're presenting them the vacation package that you chose for them, no matter what it is, always remember, when you choose a vacation package, there's going to be lots of high points, both that the resort's selling, the actual location has. But remember, always focus on the things that they are really looking to do. That's the most important thing, because that's what's going to build the value. Let's say you choose Cancun, and the reason they want to go to Cancun is they are young and they just really love the nightlife, and that's what they want to do. They want to go and they just want to stay up all night and party. Well, you're probably wasting your time if you talk about how beautiful the hotels are and the grounds, and you can go to the pyramids at Tulum or Chichen Itza. They have no interest in that. That doesn't mean you can't mention it in your presentation, but focus on the things that they are really interested in, because that's going to make them go, wow, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Let's go. Okay? Now, once you've presented the choice, your selection, then you're going to go for the commitment. Commitment is very, very simple. It's just very generic. I want you guys to write this down. The commitment is very generic. It has nothing to do with cash or money. Nothing. Zero. In fact, in the commitment process, you don't even mention how much it costs. You simply ask them a very simple question. Here's an example. You can write this down. Now, this is assuming that you've presented it and they love it. That sounds great, Paul. Well, you know what? Since you love it so much, it sounds like if I can get you a great deal on this vacation that you love so much, you're ready to buy it, right? They're going to say yes, or they're going to say no. Okay, it doesn't matter what the price is. What I said was, if I can get you a great deal. That trip sounds amazing, Paul. Well, you know what? I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be probably the most amazing trip you guys have ever been on. I wish I could go. But if I can get you an equally amazing price to go along with that trip, are you guys ready to put down your deposit today? Very simple. You don't have to mention price. You can say it lots of different ways. If I could, would you? If I could make you a super duper shopper stopper deal on that super duper shopper stopper vacation, would you be willing to make something happen today? That's all you're asking. It has nothing to do with price, and they're going to say yes. Because all they're saying is, well, yeah, if you give me a great deal, I'm going to buy it. Well, everybody says that, but that's the commitment. It's very important. Now is when you're going to quote them the price. Now you quote them the price, after they've already said they would do it if the price matched the presentation or the value in the trip. The great thing about committing before you get the price is if you quote them the price and they say, well, you know what, that seems a little high, you can immediately come in and say, and remember, they just told you that they were ready to do it if the price was okay. So that means the price must not be okay. All you have to do is figure out why, because you've already got the right vacation. It becomes easy at that point. Do I need to chop off $50? Do I need to chop off 100? Do we need to cut this off? Maybe we need to stay a couple extra days. But really, it's not about the price per se. It's more the commitment. The commitment's the most important thing. Now, once you've quoted them the price, typically, believe it or not, if you've done a good job in qualifying, selecting, and presenting, and you're actually presenting to them exactly what they're looking for, price is virtually not an option. I've done lots of training over the years. I've had lots of training, and one of the most important things I've learned over the years is that price is not even close to the most important thing when people are making a buying decision. Again, consumers only make you think that until you've proven that there's value and worth in the product, the services, and you. A good salesperson, price is virtually never an object. Okay? Once you've quoted them the price, assuming you've done the other steps very well, now it's just time to close them. You always want to use an assumptive close. Write that down. Always use the assumptive close. The assumptive close simply is assuming that they're going to say yes. You don't even think about it. You just assume right off the bat that they're going to say yes as far as giving you the credit card or the cash or whatever it is. And you simply say, well, great. What credit card did you want to put that on? Excellent. The supplier requires 20% down. How did you want to handle that? You blame it on the supplier. You just simply ask how they're going to are you going to use a Visa or MasterCard to put your deposit down on that trip? Did you want to pay in cash now, or did you want to put half down? That's what I would ask. I like that kind of question because I like getting all the money up front. Even though some suppliers allow you to put 10% down or 20% down, I don't even go there. I just simply say, now, would you like to pay that in full today, or did you want to use, the 50% down option? Oh, well, we didn't know we had to put 50% down. Well, how much do you have? You always remember, once you get to step number 7, you've already made the sale. Everything after step number 7 is just fun and games. You're just moving money around because you already know you've got the sale. Now, I know some of you are going to have a hard time with that. You might have to think about that for a little bit, but it's absolutely true. Step number 7 is the key. Step numbers 1 through 6 have to be done in order to get step number 7, and step number 8 and 9 are really the easiest parts of the sales process. All right. So now what we have to do is we've got to go out and we've got to find the right supplier. We're going to go back to step number 5. And we've got to find the right supplier so that we can select the right trip for this particular customer. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to actually go to the website. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to pretend as if we're booking some travel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the website. Now, booking vacation, we're going to assume that customers already know how to book vacations from the front of your website. But remember, you don't want customers to do that. What you want is you want customers to actually book them from you. You want to get very good at booking travel. You want to get very good at learning how to research travel, because when you book the travel yourself, you're going to be able to get a lot more bang for the buck. Again, you're going to be able to develop that rapport. You're going to create relationship. You're going to be able to hopefully have these customers over and over and over and over again. And again, that all comes from really hitting that sales process. So what we're going to do is we are going to click on the Vacations tab. We're in the back office. All right. And now what we're going to do is we're going to actually go in and choose a supplier. Now let me go back for just a quick second, because what I want to do is I want to show you that as a new agent, sometimes you don't know which suppliers go to which destination. So you just kind of click on the map based on where the customer wants to go, and we guide you to the suppliers that you can use. Now, here's the vacations page. In Canada, you have something very, very similar. And these are all the major travel companies out there that have vacation packages. You'll notice some of the names are very recognizable. Some you may not know because maybe you're new to the travel business. But these are the big, massive names in the industry. And one of our favorite booking engines is Vax. And one of the things you notice about VAX is you can book a whole lot of suppliers through the VAX booking engine. And so VAX is a booking engine that allows you to book through Delta Vacations, Southwest Airlines Vacations, United Airlines Vacations, Air Jamaica Vacations. It just goes on and on and on and on. So VAX is just a great place to go to be able to book and research lots of travel and be able to compare what the different suppliers have. So we're going to do a practice booking through VAX or Vacation Access. The first thing you want to do is get logged in. Excuse me once more. I have got a little touch of the cold, but I'm still here with you. And we're going to go into the back office. We've logged into VAX. Now, once you log in, it automatically knows that you're with Pro Travel Network. Once you get your login number and ID, you can just simply get that information from us. We get you signed up for that, and now it's time to book some vacations. So let's just assume we want to go book something. All right? So we're going to go book a vacation. So what we're going to do is you're going to click on the vacations link, and let's figure something out. What do we want to book? Let's pick one of the biggest providers. We'll just go to FunJet Vacations. They're huge, all over the U.S., even up into Canada. They do a lot of Caribbean stuff all over the U.S., Vegas. FunJet's a major, major supplier. So let's do a vacation, air and hotel. Let's say we're going to go from Chicago to Jamaica, Montego Bay. So we're going to do a Jamaica vacation package. You just go in and you click on the dates. Now, this is very, very simple, as you can see. There's no magic to it. You're just going to go in, and you're just going to see what the vendor's inventory is out there. You choose the dates that the customer is looking to travel, and you start searching. And it's going to search the entire database, and it's going to come back with the packages that are available for you that may or may not match the criteria for your customer. So here's some here. You got a vacation package leaving from O'Hare to Montego Bay, Jamaica. Now this is the airfare portion here, and it also gives you the option. If you don't like that airfare choice, you can actually change it, but you don't have to. Many times you don't necessarily have to get right the nitty-gritty on everything right up front. A lot of times you just want to kind of get a ballpark, and then you can go back later and get a little closer to exactly where you want to go. Then you have hotel. It's going to pick a hotel for you, and if you don't like that hotel, you can choose another. You can also do research on the hotels. You can click on it, and it will tell you all about that particular hotel so that you can give that information to your customer. That's important because, again, you probably haven't been to every one of these hotels, so it's going to be very, very important that when you sell this and present this to your customer, you have all the ammunition to really sell it to your customer in a powerful way. So you're able to click on it, learn everything that you need to know about the customer, the rooms, the activities, a photo gallery. A lot of that stuff you can click and send to your customer if you need to. But, again, you generally don't want to do that until you've actually done the presentation and gotten a little farther along in the process. So let's just say we're going to pick one of these and we're going to book it. Customer wants to our customer's pretty locked in. We pretty much think we know what the customer wants. So let's go ahead and let's do a booking here. Now, you've got your choice of room categories. You've got your choice of various options. But, again, keep it simple. In the qualifying process, you know exactly what the customer's looking for. You can always call the customer back and say, hey, you know what? We've got some other choices here. Are you guys looking for this? Are you guys looking for this? They love that because that makes them feel even more so that you really care. You just didn't just grab the first vacation. You're really making them a part of it. Another thing you always want to offer them is insurance in case their trip gets canceled or something like that. So here's what we want to do. We're going to book the trip. We also know that when they go on vacation, they're going to do a lot of things. I'll be covering this, on the hotel and car training in a different aspect. But many times people forget that when people book vacations, they're going to do a whole lot when they get there. They typically are going to go on excursions. You might as well get paid on it. What's the point of booking somebody on a vacation somewhere and then they go on every neat excursion known to man, and you don't get a commission, the hotel does. So sell them the excursions up front. They already know what they want to do. If you just give them the information, you can actually pay for it up front, and really it's a convenience for them. They don't have to, have the hotel trying to sell it to them, or, it's all set up. People love to have planned events. I mean, think about it. Every time you go on a vacation, isn't it always better if you actually have plans to do things instead of waking up in the morning going, what should we do today? And you spend a lot of hours just to figure out what we're going to do. So, yes, you can actually book the excursions. And so let's just go ahead and let's just book this. So on the right-hand side, you see we've got all the pricing, okay? And we're going to be quoting that to the customer. But what we also want to do is we actually want to go in and we want to set our commission, okay? Now, here's where I want to talk about retail versus net. I shouldn't say most, in the past, most vacation providers only allowed you to book retail. That means that whatever the price was, they're going to give you a set commission, 10%, 12%, 15%, or whatever. But today is a day where, you know what, these providers, they want your business so bad, they really depend on us as travel agents, and they know that sometimes, you have customers who are willing to pay more. Maybe your services are worth more. Maybe it doesn't really matter. They're allowing you to be your own company, your own travel agency, and you can actually go in and set your own commission. You can get your commission from them and then add even more to it if you believe your services are worth that. We were talking the other day, and even on these training calls, on airfare, for example, the average commission that Pro Travel Network agents make. I'm not talking about Pro Travel, the company. What you guys make out in the field, the thousands of agents in Pro Travel Network, they average over 26% commission on airfare. Think about that. And airfare is simple. It's just from here to there. Imagine how much you could make on a vacation package where you're able to offer the customer and create so much value. Show them how much fun and how interesting and what kind of experiences they're going to have. You should be able to make really some incredible money booking vacations. And so on these bookings, not only do you get the commission that's generated from the actual supplier, you can actually mark it up even more than that and before you quote it to your customer. Because, again, if the value's there, your customer will pay for it. All right. So what we've done here, let's go on down to the bottom. Let's pretend like we're going to book this vacation. We simply enter in their name, the customer's name. We enter in the customer's last name. We put in their email address, their contact information. If there's another passenger going, we put their information in, and then we just go on down. We put in the payment information. If the supplier allows us to put a deposit down first, we can absolutely do that. But again, in most cases, you always want to ask for more than the minimum deposit. Excuse me. And I always do that. Always ask for as much deposit as you can get, because remember, until a customer actually pays for the full thing, there is that slight possibility that they may cancel. The more money that you have down, the more money or the more they're locked into it. And all you have to do is ask. I mean, if the supplier will take 20% and you ask for 50, all they can say is no, and you can still take the 20. But what if they give you the 50? Now that commission's halfway done. The customer really doesn't matter. Many times customers don't do anything because we don't ask. Just ask. All right? So once you've gotten your deposit, once you put all the information in, you simply click Complete Booking, and you're done. Now, once you're done, what's going to happen is the supplier is going to email an invoice to Pro Travel Network, and many times they're going to show you a confirmation on the screen, and you want to capture that information to make sure that you enter it into your client management system when you're all done. So that's really how simple it is to go in and book through VAX. There's lots of neat things in VAX. There's training you can get in VAX. VAX is really a powerful engine, and there's just lots and lots of ways to book travel in VAX. Lots of destination content. They have an agent center, training, you name it. VAX has it. Deals, all the great, there might be some special promotions that you can find that you can pass on to your customer. So VAX, again, is a powerful, powerful engine for you, and it's going to be a great resource. And if you're booking vacations, I'm 100% sure you're going to be using VAX a lot. Now, again, VAX, Southwest Airlines Vacations, Aeromexico Vacations, United, Universal Studios Vacations, and it just goes on. FunJet, Future, Alaska Airlines Vacations, Air Jamaica, Delta Vacations, lots of them. You got American Airlines Vacations here, where you can make 12%, plus you can add your own markup. These are specialized tours, more of that FIT travel that you would book people with. Pleasant holidays, a lot of Hawaii, Caribbean, 1-minute booking all over the world, classic, really just one of the best vacation companies out there. So there's just so many vacation opportunities and ways to book them. I'm going to flip over to the Canadian side for just a moment and show you one of our other suppliers that's very similar to VAX, and that is Sarev. Sarev is very, very similar to VAX. It's just the Canadian version to a certain degree, where you can actually go in and you can book lots of different companies through one main booking engine. And you simply come down. In fact, where is it? I probably clicked. Oh, I clicked Central America. Okay. Excuse me. Let me find vacations again. There we go, Sarev. So Sarev is very similar to VAX. You would log in, and you can book through Alba Tours, Caribe Sol, Conquest Vacations, Fun Sun, Ola Sun, which is to Cuba, Noli Tours, SunQuest, all the major names, including Air Canada Vacations, you can book through Sarev. Also, WestJet Vacations, you can book that right here and use the WestJet service for your vacation package and earn commission. So again, lots of ways to book travel. It's fun. It's simple. And so what I'm going to do right now, since we have a few more minutes, I am going to actually let me go back to the U.S. side. Click on Vacations. And what we want to do here is, we're going to do one more and just show you how easy it is to use another provider. But I really do think you've got the idea. So maybe we just won't even do that. It's really not that hard. As you can see, you simply go in. You can either call for Disney, for example. You can call and you can book it over the phone or research it over the phone, or you can simply click on the icon and then input your CLIA number and actually go in and make that booking. I'll just kind of show you how each supplier is a little bit different. You get yourself registered, and then you can book right through the Disney interface. Disney vacations can be booked other ways also. So you have lots of different providers that you can use. Apple Vacations, one of the biggest providers in the world for vacation packages. You simply call in your reservation or calling into research, or you just click here and you sign in. All you need to sign in is our IATA number, this number right here, and I'll just show you. Just copy that. Click on Apple Vacations. And you just go right here and you just type in or paste in that IATA number and then type in the password. Click Submit. And you're ready to start using Book Online with Apple Vacations. So really that simple. These are all travel-only websites. The public cannot get in. These prices are not generally available to the public. You're able to go in, find what your customer is looking for, and make that booking happen. So that's really about it with the Booking Vacations training. The only couple things I want to conclude with is make sure that as soon as you've made that booking, it's very, very important that you always go here to your client management system and you put in that new booking right here. Okay? That's very, very important. New bookings. You click that and you enter in all the information that you got from the supplier. If it's a vacation package, you would simply scroll down that you've read all the disclosures, basically letting you know that you've not taken any cash You've not told the customer anything that's not true. You've made sure that you've given the customer complete detail. And what you do is you come on down to the bottom. You click I agree. And you click on vacation. And then you go ahead and start entering in all the information based on the confirmation that you got from the customer. And that's it. Now it's in your accounting system. Once that customer has paid and gone on their trip, that booking will be paid, and it'll actually go into your booking history, and then eventually your commission registry, and eventually that check will show up in your mailbox for a job well done. Last but not least, once you've booked someone, make sure that you take care of your customers. You are the purveyor of memories. People come to you because you help change their lives. You help them do things that they've only dreamed about doing, and you help them with that. That gives you a very powerful place in their lives. So they're going to be drawn to you. They're going to want to do business with you. They're going to remember you if you make it memorable. If you book a nice vacation for someone and you're making a commission, do something for your customer. Now, it doesn't mean you have to spend your entire commission, but just spend a few dollars, $5, $10, $20, $30, $50, depending on how big the booking is, and just do something nice for them. When they get to the resort, maybe make sure that they have a bottle of wine in the room. That's not expensive. Make sure that they have a gift basket with your name on it. Thank you for your business. I hope you guys have a great time. Just little things like that let them know that, you know what, you really do care about them, because, hey, guess what? Travelocity is not going to do that for them. Orbitz isn't going to do that for them. Most travel agencies aren't going to do that for them. But when you set yourself apart, again, that goes back to creating a unique identity for yourself. When you do those things, every time they think of those memories, they're going to think about you, and you will become their travel agent. They will become your customer. All right? That's very, very important. That's what we're hunting for, long-term customers who come back and book from us again and again and again. We're not looking for people who are price shoppers who, if I can't beat their price by $5, they don't want to do business with me. Guess what? They're never going to be anybody's customer. That's why we want to make sure that we always work those steps. We want to make sure that we create relationship, we create value, we build rapport, so that value goes up in both our services and our product, and we make lots of bookings. This is Paul Henderson, President of Pro Travel Network. I want to thank each and every one of you for getting on the Booking Vacations call. We are absolutely done. And again, I appreciate all of your patience, all of your time. Again, thank you for attending the Booking Vacations call, and good night.